Good morning, children. So, today we are going to learn few more topics about the operating system. So, basically, this is a small concept, children. This concept you already know about the file system. So, today we are going to learn about file system. Okay. So, let us start, children. File system. So basically in the file system, how is the operating system responsible for file system? So basically it is responsible so that it can store the secondary memory devices like hard disk, flash memory, CD or DVD. That means what happens, this particular operating system can also be stored in the CD, DVD, flash memory means pen drive, and the hard disk. Okay, so basically this particular file system is organized into the directories or the folders. Okay, so that we people can easily understand uh, and can divide the data and store the data in an easy way. Okay, so while coming to these directories or folders, we'll also be having subfolders and subdirectories. Okay, children, what happens? The operating system is basically responsible for the storing the system in the secondary storage devices like hard disk, flash memory, CD or DVD. Okay, so this particular file system is organized into several directories or folders for our easy navigation. Navigation means usage. Navigation and usage. Okay, these folders will be again containing some subfolders and subdirectories. Now let us see what does this operating system does on the file system. Okay, so basically what does it do? It will be handling the organization and tracking of files and directories saved or retrieved from the secondary storage devices. That means it will be organizing whatever files are stored, or else whenever we want we will be taking the data, that means retrieving the data. It will be organizing all these works and will be tracking the directories. Tracking means what? So that it can easily know how many still is there any use of all these directories or not. Okay, 24 hours it will be having some uh, track on these particular directories. Okay, so next, it also allows the user to perform such tasks such as creating the files and directories. Directories means nothing but folders, children. Okay, and it also allows us to rename the files, copy the files, move the files from one location to another location, or else delete the files. Okay, next, it keeps a track of information, location, usage, status, etc. of the file system. That means it will be continuously keeping track on the information and location. That means location means it will be having 3 drives: C drive, D drive and E drive. These are also called as directories. Okay, it will be continuously keeping the track of all these information. Next, so there are different types of file systems. Okay, so what are those? FAT32, NTFS and HFS. So see, let us see each of them in detail. FAT32, that means, what is the acronym for FAT? FAT means file allocation table. What is meant by FAT? File allocation table. So this is a table in which the operating systems is maintained on a hard disk. Okay, so this particular FAT32 is the newer form of file allocation table that can support a larger disk and better storage efficiency when compared to FAT16. Okay, so FAT means it is a file allocation table, and it is the newer version of the file allocation table when compared to file allocation table 16th version, because it can support larger hard disk and also the better storage efficiency. That means it can give more storage for the files when compared to the FAT16. That means there are two versions, FAT16 and FAT32. Next, NTFS. NTFS means what? New Technology File System. What is NTFS? New Technology File System. So this is a file system which has been introduced by the Microsoft in 1993. Okay, it was developed by Microsoft in the year 1993. What is the first version of it? Windows NT 3.1 is the first version. Okay, so this NTFS is the primary file system which is being used in the Microsoft Windows 10, 8, 7, Vista, XP, 2000 and Windows NT operating systems. Okay children. Next, what does this NTFS do? This NTFS not only will be securing the data but also it will be supporting the larger sizes and hard drives also. Okay, so it also allows us to set the permissions on local files and folders as well as in a network. Local files means in our system, network means on the internet. Okay, so it also allows us to compress files and folders individually. Okay, next, last but not the least one is HFS. HFS means hierarchical file system. So this particular system is used to store the files on the floppy disks, CD-ROM disks and hard drives of older Apple Macintosh computers. These all will be supported only in older Apple Macintosh computers. Okay, since OS has been introduced, Apple was no longer having the ability to write or format this particular HFS disks. Okay, so what is this HFS? HFS means hierarchical file system. So basically this particular system is used to show the files on floppy disks or CD-ROM. Okay, in which version? Apple Macintosh computers, which are the oldest versions. Okay, so since OS was X was introduced, Apple was no longer being supporting to write or format the hierarchical file system disks. Okay children, so I hope you all understood today's class. If you are having any queries, you can contact me. Okay children, thank you.